Men när du ska gå där utan mig, då får du på dig.
Go.
Okay, we're live.
Alright.
Alright, now I can hear you too. Sweet.
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready, Schismatron, you can do the introduction.
Alright, welcome to the 4th episode of Braincast. I'm here today, as usual, with Daniel. How are you feeling today, man?
I'm doing wonderful. A bit tired. I had 2 exams today, but I did okay. I'm happy. I got to work on the show as well during the day, and really excited to have these 2 guests on the show, which you know more about.
Well, yeah. Let's start with Chacruna, Mikko Nebelong. Hello, man.
Hey guys, thanks
Welcome.
for having me today.
Alright, this guy is like the master of freeze mage, basically. Well, if you know freeze mage, you probably heard his name somewhere along the lines. We also have...
Yeah, if you ever participated in Ghost Cup, apparently this guy is always the first place or third place. So whenever you look on a Gosu tournament bracket, you'll see Chacruna in it. And the last 4, yeah.
That is probably true, yeah. Our second guest today is WhtPwdr, Harald Gimre, or however you want to pronounce that in English. Welcome!
Thank you.
Are you hyped?
I'm very hyped, I'm very happy to be here.
Sweet. Well, shall we start with the first topic?
Sure. For people who don't know WhtPwdr, I hope it's white. I hope I can say WhtPwdr and not make me say WHT.
No, of course, WhtPwdr is fine.
Yeah, WhtPwdr is a tournament master as well. Same as Chacruna, you can see his name basically on every tournament in the last 8 guys. Most of the time the first one, so it's not that hard to find. Okay, let's move to the first topic, which is gonna be a brief discussion about DreamHack Summer. I know Schismatron participated in the BioC, Mikko as well. I was in the group stage. Did you participate as well, WhtPwdr?
No, I was unable to go actually.
That's really hard to hear, especially since you're Swedish and.
Yeah, I'm currently living in London, so kind of hard to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Ah.
Cool.
Okay. The things you find out on Braincast.
Yeah. All right. So like about DreamHack, what do you think like about the concept? Did it work well or?
Let's ask Mikko first. What do you think of the BioC? As a format, as I don't know, fairness.
I think, yeah, I think it's fine. It's the same rules as most tournaments. I guess you could kind of maybe say that they invited quite a lot of people into the group stage. But then again, that's how their tournament works, and that's how they want it to be. And since it's team sponsored, I think, or something like that, so that's just how it is. So I think it's fine. It's the same rules as the most online tournaments work by, and it's best of 3. I think it's pretty fair.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that, Schismatron? Since you were part of it too.
Yeah, I thought the tournament, like the administrators, were pretty good. They executed pretty well. The one thing I had to complain with is the endless buys people were getting, while some just 0 buys. It's like some people start out in round 1, and some people start out in round 3. It was like they got seeded, but not officially somehow. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I think it was Nabure who started in round 3, and then in round 3 faced an opponent who had 2 buys and was rank 15 or something. So Nabure was round 4 almost.
Yeah, he was pretty much starting in round 4. So.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
RM Jesus.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I heard a power died in the 20 plus area. Do you know anything about that? Since it basically affects all the participants that played from that area.
I was actually there when it happened. I was backseating Airbrush for a second. I was watching him play, and I just saw everything shutting down. And I started asking around people like, "Dude, is your internet working?" And like, "No, no." And everyone's internet died for a second, and it was down for like what, an hour. And he pretty much lost the game because of that. Because he was gonna
in
win.
a game.
He was in the middle of a game, and he had lethal. But the admins gave him a rematch.
Oh, well, it's not that bad, but of
Yeah.
course it affects the tournament as a whole. Okay, let's speak about the group stage. But first of all, from the BioC, to remind people, the players qualified were Kaldi, Nabure, Fraser, and Dendito. A lot of big names, but only these 4 qualified. The group stage was probably the best part of the tournament, in my opinion. It was the less RNG, since you had a 4 people double elimination with 2 qualifiers, which means you either win 2 and go next, or you either lose 2 and you go home.
Yeah.
I was really happy with that format. Not happy with my performance since I won versus Reynad, lost versus Reynad, and didn't qualify for the next round. So, yeah. But comparing it to the quarterfinals and the semifinals, where they were just a simple best of 3. Yeah. Definitely the group stage was the best part of the tournament. What do you think about that, WhtPwdr? I know you watched the tournament since everybody did.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I was sitting there watching every game. Probably, it seemed really fair. I really liked it, and I mean, a best of 3 probably could have. I mean, if you wanted super fair, best of 5, but that's gonna take so long. But yeah, I don't think there's much to say. It's like they should definitely do this in more tournaments like this.
Yeah, I totally agree. It was a lot of fun to watch.
As I understood from the organizers, the semifinals were supposed to be a best of 5, but since they were played on the main stage and they were delayed by another game before them, they just did a best of 3.
Well, I think it should have been a best of 5 to be fair. Like,
yeah, for sure.
It's just less RNG based the more games you have.
Yeah. Also, there were $2,500 on the line, semifinals to finals. Yeah. I wouldn't want to play a best of 3 game for that amount of money.
I agree.
Okay, let's talk about the winner, all the players actually. Who impressed you the most in the tournament, Chacruna? From the top 16, I mean.
I think Gara actually impressed me a lot in that tournament. I think he had some pretty cool decks, and I actually watched his YouTube videos, and I didn't think that his playstyle there was that impressive. So, but I think he really brought a really good game to DreamHack, and I think he seemed really strong, even though he went out before top 8, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, he went out in the group stage against Amas, I think.
No, he
and
lost versus Amaz and he was eliminated by Fraser. Although
Oh yeah, right.
he beat Fraser in the first game.
and also I was actually also really impressed by Amas. He was one of the guys that I didn't actually expect to do so well, but I really liked his deck list. I really liked his. I think he probably had the best druid. I just liked how he kind of was a little bit over the top of the other guys in his deck building, and I think that was a really good idea for that specific lineup of and in the group stage. I think it's a good idea to go a little bit over the top and play stuff like Cairn. Just a lot of value creatures and the Farseers too. And he really made that priest deck work too. I was very impressed with his performance for sure.
Yeah, that turn where he cleared, I think 5 or 4 minions, including a Sylvanas with just a Pyromancer was really impressive. Oh,
I was
Yeah.
literally screaming at my own.
I was like, well, I got what I need. I'm gonna do this play in 5 seconds. Phew, 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 phew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually most impressed by Ragnaros as a player.
Ragnaros, yeah.
Amas Ragnaros was pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean I don't even think Amas was the one steering the wheel. I just think he let Ragnaros take over, like pretty much consume his body.
Yeah.
What is the word where you take over his body? Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that word.
Possess. Ragnaros possessed Amas. That's what
We're
happened.
probably going to see Liquid Ragnaros in the future.
Liquid Ragnaros.
Yeah.
That would be something.
Oh man.
Yeah, but you can't really like help to be impressed. Like, if you win, how many games did Amas win with Priest in the tournament?
I think he won every game except the one in the finals against the Freeze Mage.
Yeah,
That's around 3.
That's pretty sick.
Mm.
Like,
I think he won 4 games with Priest, right? He was 2-0, and then 2-0 again with Priest.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
He lost one round, and then he played Priest and won 2, I think.
Exactly. That he brought a priest deck to the tournament was really, really impressive in itself because it's not for like it's just the worst class in my opinion. Like
so much gimmick stuff.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Are you gonna really put Paladin above the Priest?
Aggro Paladin can do work, man.
Yeah, like Paladin and Priest are my 2 least favorite classes. The only class that's below that is Zoo.
the Zoo class.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, Reynad had 9 decks for the DreamHack finals, all were named Zoo, except Paladin, which was Bad Zoo.
Nice, that's funny.
Yeah,
I was cracking myself up when I read his deck lists, the names of them.
WhtPwdr, did you have any favorite, or were you impressed by anyone?
I mean, Amas was probably the one I was impressed most by. I watched his stream a lot. I think he's like really fun to watch. But I didn't see him like as a really good player. But now you kind of saw he had pretty good RNG in the tournament. Like a few top decks here and there, which kind of saved him. But I mean, you kind of saw how good he is.
Yeah.
I was also really impressed by like the new players that you haven't really seen, like Fresar and Nabute. I mean, it's always nice to see new players.
We had Nabute on the show right before DreamHack.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe WhtPwdr and Chacruna next DreamHack.
He didn't make past the group stage in our fantasy league either, did he?
No.
So our fantasy league was kind of correct.
Kind of correct, except we put we really thought about Saviz going out first round or Saviz winning, and we decided to go with Saviz winning. But
Yeah.
in reality, Saviz
Yeah.
was eliminated in the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, One last thing. What do you think about RDU's decks, playstyle? Did that win surprise you?
I think
Uh,
the
me?
3-0 surprised me. Oh yeah, you go ahead, Chacruna.
Yeah. I think it was a really brilliant idea to bring Freeze Mage to the tournament,
Of course you
because
do.
it's like the best deck right now, and it only really loses to warrior control, and that wasn't really a thing at that point in time. So it was really good idea to bring it, and when I saw he had that, I thought he had a really good chance of winning the tournament. When I saw he was playing that deck.
Yeah. We both made decks before the tournament. We helped each other, and we decided to go with Freeze Mage. Um, we really expected a lot of Freeze Mage, but apparently only we had it, and that's the reason why he had Warrior Control as his third class, and I had Hunter with Double Flare as my third class. But yeah, luckily for him, he got to change decks for top 8 and replace Warrior Control since nobody played Mage.
Mm.
Not that the Shaman did anything. It was a 0-1 Shaman, but
Yeah.
yeah. What do you think, WhtPwdr, about RDU's win?
I think it was pretty convincing in like every fashion.
Yeah.
Like even like his semifinal was a pretty strong showing, I think. I mean, you saw that he's a really good player, and I think like it kind of sucks that what happened in the final, and it kind of discredits him a little bit, but it shouldn't really.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are past that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was yeah. Maybe in the future Blizzard will make an not don't disrupt, do not disrupt button, not the busy one
Mm.
that just hides what you're doing, and
Mhm.
a busy button that actually blocks the messages you receive.
Yeah, I agree.
That would be nice. Okay, do you want to add anything about DreamHack? Is any of you considering going to DreamHack Valencia?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I didn't even heard of it.
Well, it's in 2 weeks, Miko.
It's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Whoa.
How did I not hear about this?
They didn't announce a Hearthstone event yet, but
Oh, okay.
the guys I talked to at DreamHack Summer said they're going to do a Swiss, but as time progresses, that's less and less likely since people will not spend that much money on a 2 week airplane, 2 week old airplane tickets, since they are really expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, the DreamHack organizers were really looking to the player perspective and listening to our feedback.
Mm.
They said they will make Swiss for the next tournament. If it's not Valencia, we can definitely hope it's gonna be DreamHack Winter.
Yeah.
Okay,
Even if it's not.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's move to the deck talk. We have prepared 2 comparisons. First one is between 2 rogues, 2 miracle rogues. Wait, no, I have. Yep, now it's 2 miracle rogues. Do you all have the lists?
No.
I don't see the list.
Okay. Schismatron, if you can link them the stream, it's gonna be like a 10-second delay, but it's okay.
Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, it's It's the classical rogue deck, Miracle Rogue, and I want Chacruna to talk more about the other deck, the rightmost.
Yeah, one moment. Okay, now I see it. Oh no, it gives me a commercial.
So the right deck is the one you played yesterday. It has Gnomish, Stranglethorn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now I see it.
I think you can talk about it even if you don't see the.
Yeah, of
Mukla,
course.
Senjin.
Yeah, they're both my Miracle Rogues. I switch between these two, and I I really think they're both very strong and very different. Obviously, so I think I like Miracle a lot because you can actually really vary how you build it a lot. So yeah, like the rightmost deck, it's much more focused on creatures. And one thing in particular that I don't like so much about Miracle usually is the Earthen Ring Farseer, because usually I like to use, or at least have the opportunity to use Earthen Ring to heal my creatures, and most Miracle player don't use it for that. So when they are in a situation where the Farseer actually, where the life total doesn't matter that much, then Earthen Ring Farseer is a really, really terrible creature to play for free mana. So that's why I wanted to try playing a deck with a Miracle deck with Earthen Ring Farseer, but to do so, I really wanted to have some creatures that actually had a body that I wanted to be healing sometimes to get value out of that. And that's why I really like King Mukla and Stranglethorn Tiger, because they can really give you a lot of value together with the Farseer. For instance, if your opponent play a Chilvan Yeti, then you can eat it with the tiger or the monkey, and then you can heal it back up to 4 health.
Yep.
And that's just a really big swing if you're against a druid, for instance.
Yeah. Let's ask WhtPwdr about this. What do you think about Earthen Rings used to heal creatures and not yourself in a Miracle deck?
I mean, of course. I mean, it's hard to just like say it like this, but I mean, I don't think they're in a Miracle deck. I have a lot of chances to heal my minions. Like there's not many times I'm going to attack like into another minion and be able to heal it.
Yeah, also the minions don't have that much health. It's,
yeah, exactly.
4. It's
but if you play the deck like the Fruit Dealer deck, I can see like there's more minions that you can do it with, like the Stranglethorn Tiger or the Mukla. So if you play that deck, sure, I can see that.
Yeah, you can also do it on a Senjin if you like clear a free, heal it back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Matron, what do you think about Stranglethorn Tiger? And
well, I've tried it. Chacruna sent me this Stranglethorn idea a few days ago, and I said, well, this looks interesting. Tried it out, and I failed miserably. Maybe I just played the deck wrong, probably, because I'm so used to the other Miracle deck. That's the one to the left side. I just play exact same way.
If I can say some things about the Stranglethorn Tiger, you really have to think differently about the deck, because the thing with the Fruit Dealer deck is it's the curve is a lot slower, and it actually kind of needs to be like that if you're not playing the Azure Drakes and instead of playing the Stranglethorn, because you don't get that extra card draw. So you need to not be running out of gas if you don't combo off with a Gadget Sun. That's what if you want to play a miracle deck with Stranglethorn, I think that's a really big concern. But then again, it's the Stranglethorn target is amazing. It's definitely on my list of top 5 most underplayed, really strong cards. Its stats for 5 mana is the only other card that has that is the Elite Torrent Chieftain, and it comes into play with Stealth, which is really good in a Miracle deck. It's basically like play a 5/5 and conceal it for 5 mana, which is really good. And then the next turn, you're guaranteed to have this big body on the board that can attack, because there's not really, apart from Paladin, there's not actually any class that can remove this creature.
Yeah.
That would be
can you see it being played in other classes as well?
Yes, definitely. I could definitely see it being played in Druid to improve the combo. So you play it and then you combo the turn after, or just play it as a really big solid minion. And I could definitely see it being played in Hunter as well, because it's a beast, and it's really good in Hunter as well, for sure. And probably other decks too. It's just a really solid minion that nobody plays.
I agree.
Yeah, I really like the I really like the left deck, the normal miracle, but this right one looks the fruit dealer looks really interesting. It's let's say a more mid-range one.
Yeah.
It's when I started playing it, I didn't think it would be good. I was kind of just doing it just to test it for fun, and it turned out to be much better than I'd ever expected. I think you can definitely improve the list a lot, but I think it has a ton of potential. It really surprised me how good it turned out to be.
Okay, I'm gonna bring also the rush one.
Let me ask one question first to Chacruna.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider cutting SA7 Agent in any version of the Miracle deck?
No.
Damn. Well, okay.
The combo is just too strong on an SI7, I think.
Well,
like, there's so many times you want to deal 2 health. I think it's just too strong.
Yeah, I think so too. Totally agree. It's just so good to have the guaranteed 2 damage on a free body for 3 mana. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good all-around card. It helps with aggro matchups as well as control ones. It's so versatile. You can also use it as a finisher with Shadow Steps, deal 6 damage.
Yep.
I brought up the Backspace Rogue, the rush one. It's pretty similar to the Fruit Dealer, except it doesn't have Gadget Sand, but it only relies on dealing with on dealing damage to the face. I think WhtPwdr has more to say about this. Also, we're gonna analyze 2 games of this deck later on in the show.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this deck is all about face damage. It's like, there's not a lot of times you can afford to trade. It's just taking, like, probably the best small, like, really low drops and putting them in a deck. And just, like, Shadow Step Leroy win.
Yeah, I just wanted to be on the screen since people will see it in a couple of minutes. Okay, let's move to the freeze mages. There. Okay. They are right now on the stream. If you don't have the links,
We have the links here in Skype though.
okay. We have the freeze mage RDU used on the right. It has pyroblast, one barrier, one vaporize, and acolyte of pains. And the one from the left is Chacruna, since it has all the golden cards. It's easy to guess. um, it has different winning conditions such as Archmage Antonidas, Ragnaros. Also uses one cone of cold and doesn't have acolytes but has one extra Azure Drake. I'm gonna let the Master of Freeze Mage do a bit of discussion about these two decks. Let's start with your own deck.
Yeah, like I started playing Freeze Mage as one of the first, probably after Warrior disappeared from a ladder, and I've been playing it the past 2 months. And I started out with Pyroblast and 2 Ice Blocks in the in the Freeze Mage, but I slowly moved away from that and over to a more control-y version with Archmage Antonidas. And the reason I like that more is because I just feel it's a little safer if you control the board more, and then try to finish them. Either like, you can still burst them down, like Fireball, 2 Frostballs, and 2 Icelands, for instance, is still 20 damage, which you can sometimes play in a single turn. So it's definitely like I still kept in the 2 Icelands, so it has a lot of burst potential. But it just I usually play Freeze Mage. I tend to play it a little bit different. I tend to control the board a little bit more, and then I try to keep the board clear so I can drop a threat on the board that my opponent has to use removal on, as for instance an Azure Drake, or Archmage Antonidas or Ragnaros. And you can really do that, set that up really nicely with Doomsayers, or sometimes you can run your opponent out of gas with the good sweepers like Flamestrike and Blizzard. And then when they sometimes they even waste removal on Doomsayer, and that just means that they won't have it when you play Azure Drake or Archmage or Ragnaros. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, talk about the Cone of Cold. Why is it there? Is it to balance with the Zudex on ladder aggressive one, or do you use it as another freeze, just like Blizzard, just to protect yourself more?
Yes, exactly. I like to have it as an extra freeze, and it's really I like it more than the extra secret, because I usually find that you don't really have time to play secrets all that much, so I prefer just to have one of each. And then the Cone of Cold is just an extra freeze mechanic, because the freeze mechanic is just so strong. It ensures you to have an extra turn, basically, in most situations. But you could definitely cut Cone of Cold and replace it with something else. I could definitely see playing Acolytes too. They're just really, really good in Mage.
Yeah, what do you think about 2 Acolytes in the Freeze Mage?
I think 2 Acolytes is a little bit much when you're already playing 2 Arcane Intellects, and when you're not playing any polymorphs, because one reason I like Acolyte of Pain and Mage is because it combos really well with polymorph. Basically, you turn their creature into a 1/1 guy and then run the Acolyte into it, and draw a card. So I don't really like 2 copies of it in Freeze Mage because also you're not completely in control of how many cards you draw, and oftentimes you have a full grip of cards, and and you're really controlling very delicately how many cards you have in your hand, and if you put down the Acolyte of Pain, then sometimes your opponent can make you overdraw. But 1 copy is really, really good for sure.
Do you have any opinions, WhtPwdr?
I mean, Freeze Mage is probably one of the things I hate most in Hearthstone. I can't play it, and I can't play against it, so... I mean, I'm probably not the right person to talk about Freeze Mage. But I mean, the only version I've played is Chacruna's old one, with double Loot Hoarder, double Novice, and double Cone of Cold. So I'm a bit behind the meta.
That's fine though.
Okay, Skiz, do you want to add anything about Freeze Mages?
Why no giants?
Yeah, why no giants?
Why no giants? I always play giants in Freeze Mage. I've tried your lists and I decided that I want giants.
Nice.
I mean, I actually think giants are, like, when I've played against, I think giants are really strong. Because you don't really expect it right now. It's getting much more popular, but right now I think you still expect like a normal Freeze Mage would just freeze, freeze, freeze. And then I think someone put in Molten Giants first, which is, I mean, if you have the Ice Block, you can basically play a free Molten Giant. I can see the synergy. So, and then someone put in like Molten Giants as well because you have so many cards, and then you're kind of back to the meta like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah, the problem is you need to replace 4 cards, and in my opinion, there aren't 4 cards to be replaced. Well, you can replace in Chacruna's list Ragnaros Archmage, Cone of Cold, and 1 more card, but that's gonna remove 2 winning conditions for 4 giants that will help you win the game.
I'm pretty sure they don't run like Doomsayer.
I think they do run at least one.
Do they?
At least one.
Yeah,
So you're just so strong with freeze. I like it.
It really depends. I think Strife Crow's Control Mage doesn't run Doomsayers, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
and it doesn't run Ice Lances either.
Well, that's a card you can cut then.
Okay, let's move to the most interesting part of the show. It's gonna be ladder time. Chacruna and WhtPwdr are gonna walk us through a couple of games. Chacruna is gonna do Freeze Mage analysis, and WhtPwdr is gonna do the backspace through Rogue. I'm gonna request just 1 minute to set everything up. We're gonna start with WhtPwdr. I'm gonna...
You're gonna...
Yeah, I'm gonna put the video on screen, but I think you guys have to watch the stream for that, since I cannot share you my screen, and also have the webcam on.
Okay, so you'll be silenced because you have no delay and we have delay. Or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoops.
I like how the overlay made WhtPwdr so big in the camera.
Yeah, because
Chacruna is the smallest one. Or maybe they're the same size, I don't know.
I guess because I'm the one playing, it makes sense.
Yeah,
of course.
It makes sense.
How's it going, Daniel?
Yeah, it's not gonna take more than 1 minute. I'm just gonna crop everything.
I've used this this deck a lot in tournaments recently. It's the perfect rogue counter, and even if people start handlock, which I think they've stopped doing it now in tournaments though. Like they did it a lot before. Like, this deck does so well against Handlock as well. Like, when I played against Airbrushed last tournament in the final, both went with Rogue. He went with the backspace one in the first game. I went with Miracle, and then I go backspace. He goes Miracle.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. He was so pissed because it was pretty much just a coin flip and another coin flip.
Okay, this is the list. I think it's 15-second delay, but it's pretty similar to what we had on screen. It has just one Cold Light Oracle, one extra Defias Ringleader, I think, if that's correct.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a big fan of Cold Like Oracle, so I'll rather run a bit more early minions. Just to make it a bit more consistent, I think, in getting the early pressure. I mean, one Defias doesn't do much, but
yeah,
not a big difference.
Do you think Cold Light Oracle is better against more control heavy decks, and Defias Ringleader helps you in other matchups, or is Defias Ringleader just better overall?
I think he's better overall, but I can definitely see, like, when Cold Light could be good. When you run out of steam, you kind of want Cold Light to be able to get you back.
All right.
I think there's value in playing both.
Well, I prefer Cold Light Oracle, but then again, it's a Murloc, so I guess I'm guilty of liking Murlocs.
Okay, the first game, you're facing Kazatar. Let's give Kazatar a shout out since it's your...
Kazatar!
Yeah, thank you Kazatar for playing ladder on this very beautiful day and facing WhtPwdr.
Yes.
Alright, so we're seeing the mulligan here. You have
Yeah.
Shadow Step, Cobalt, and Leroy.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean,
That's pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in this deck, it's like you can't ask for like a worse starting hand.
Okay. Is double Shadow Step Leroy worse than this one?
Okay, maybe double Shadow Step Leroy.
Would you keep it against the...
But then you
would
have-
you keep that against anything?
No. Maybe. No.
Okay.
There's no way it can be good.
Before you mulligan, what cards are you looking for here?
Any one. I mean, Leper Gnome, Argent Squire, firstly.
Does
Like-
it change anything that you're facing a warrior?
Not really. Fairy Dragon is better against Warrior than it would be in some matchups. So you kind of... Getting a Fairy Dragon is pretty good. You always want Mukla as well. It doesn't really matter what matchup it is.
Okay, so you mulligan everything, and you get Deadly, Defias, and Eviscerate.
Oh man, you spoiled it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say what you get a first turn, but you're not gonna play anything, of course.
Uh,
Yeah.
Alright.
So, about the turn 2 play, your options are Dagger or Defias Ringleader without combo. I see you choose Dagger over
Yes.
the 2/2 body. Why is that?
Because I know I can combo it next turn. And... Getting the 2/2 bodies, like, I have no turn 3 play anyways. It's like, it would be just poison.
Yeah.
So, I think it's better just to get, like, poison and a 2/2 next turn.
Speaking of turn 3, you get an Arcane Golem.
Yes.
When is the perfect moment to use it, except for finishing opponents? Do you find yourself using it before that as well?
It depends what you're playing. So if you're playing like a druid, I could use a turn 6. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, all their big drops are 7. So you kind of have to think, like, against a warrior, it doesn't really matter when you use it. Like, they have no drops that are gonna come out, like, much earlier or gonna be better. But you're still giving them a mana, so you kind of have to be a bit aware of using it.
Okay, turn 3. After your opponent played an Armor Smith, which, in my opinion, is the most annoying card.
Top decking it as well.
Yeah. You have the Deadly Defias Ringleader option that you said before, but you also get a Mukla. What are you going to do here?
Always Mukla.
Always Mukla, even with the scary 1/4 on the board.
For sure.
That's gonna be the biggest Armor Smith.
It's a 3/6 Armor Smith with the bananas.
Ogrimmar has seen.
Yeah, I mean, he has to have execute against to deal with it like super efficiently. The Armor Smith can't kill it and live. So, I mean, I think I'm pretty safe playing it, even though there is a body.
Sounds reasonable.
Is there a moment where you don't play Mukla on turn 3? Like, if they just played a 3/2 drop?
For sure. I mean, if the Mukla is just gonna trade against the bananas, you can't play him. It's like there's no point.
Yeah. So if it was, it's a bad example because it's warrior and they don't have that many 2-drops except Armor Smith, Cruel Taskmaster. But let's say if it was a Fairy Dragon, I don't know why, Deadly
Fire
Poison.
Dragon cannot be buffed anyway, though.
Yeah, but whatever. Deadly Poison, Defiant Ringleader, and kill the 3/2. Let's see what the opponent does next. He's thinking, he plays a 3-drop, not gonna spoil anything. Okay.
It's an Acolyte.
It's an Acolyte.
And it's a coin whirlwind. Oh, okay.
Okay, so you get a Fairy Dragon. Are you scared of his board right now with a 1/3 Armor Smith and a 1/2 Acolyte?
I mean, I can kill one of them.
Yeah. I'm
not super afraid.
I want to ask you about using Deadly or using both of the 2-drops.
I mean, I'm going to go for Deadly. In hindsight, it might be better to go with both the 2-drops. But if I don't use Deadly, I don't want to leave both of his minions up. I don't really want to leave the Armor Smith up because it's just so many ways he can deal so much, get so much armor. So I decided to kill it.
So Armor Smith is more is scarier than the Acolyte right here.
I think so, definitely.
Okay.
Okay, you go for the Poison, Defias Ringleader, kill the Armor Smith, go face. Let's skip really quickly to turn. Opponent plays Whirlwind.
Another one.
Another Whirlwind. And
Yeah, his start was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Looks like it, yeah.
Whoa, okay. It's gonna be even sicker.
Yep.
Double banana. And
double banana killed the Defias.
And then execute. Oh my god.
Yep.
How are you gonna get out of this?
It's like I was considering conceding here.
I can imagine.
Okay, so right here you opt for on your turn 5 you opt for the two drops.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple play.
Yeah.
There's nothing else I can do. I
don't
could
want to
have
play Arcane
maybe
Golem, right? Because of the
no,
metagame.
and I kind of have to kill the acolyte just to get some pressure, or like get some board pressure.
Yeah, since it's gonna trade with one of your creature if you don't.
Yes.
You're running out of steam with only one arcane golem in hand, but
I mean, right here, I think I'm okay. He's on a bit too high life, like for this to be optimal. But like having a Fairy Dragon and a Loot Hoarder with 3 cards in hand is not bad. Because I'm gonna have 5 next turn. Because Warrior doesn't have silence.
yeah. Turn 6, you have a Eviscerate, Shadowstep, Arcane Golem, Leper Gnome, and Cold Blood. What's your play here? I see you're already deciding to play Leper Gnome.
Yeah, for sure. Always gonna play Leper Gnome.
Are you gonna eviscerate the 2/2 or leave it on the table to trade? I guess eviscerating the 2/2 and playing Cold Blood might seem okay.
Yeah, I mean, I can't play Cold Blood this turn.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it on the 3/2.
Yeah.
But I am going to eviscerate the 2/2. Just because the Fairy Dragon can't be killed by a spell. So I really want it to live. That's basically my reasoning. I mean, eviscerating a 2/2 isn't great, but
Chacruna, if you have anything you want to add, feel free to do so.
Okay, thanks.
Or any questions or any tips for the viewers?
I actually don't know anything about Backspace Rogue. I haven't tried it myself yet.
Well, it's still in theory, so
Hmm.
we're gonna see a Cold Blood here, right?
yeah. I mean, Loot Hoarder, Cold Blood. I don't want to use my Arcane Golem yet.
That sounds reasonable.
Are you afraid of a particular play your opponent might have, or you don't want to help him get to 8
I
mana?
mean, no, not really. I mean, it's just there's no point in using it. I kind of have to save it for a finisher as well. Like, just if he can deal with my complete board with the Arcane Golem, I can basically concede. If I get like a really bad draw.
Yeah. So basically, the risk of having your whole board cleared isn't worth having the 4/2 on table, hoping it will survive. Okay.
Let's see what happens. I see a No Mission Inventor, Armor Up, and Shield Slam, right?
Yep.
The turn 8 play is pretty straightforward, considering we already talked about using Arcane Golem. Oh. We're gonna have to bring Kazistar on the show next time. He's really impressing so far, having an answer for everyone on WhtPwdrs.
Oh my god!
Yep.
Yeah.
Kazistar confirmed Braincast's guest.
I mean,
Okay,
here it's
It's
over.
looking so bad.
Yeah. Still, tell me why you decided to eviscerate face and not the 5/4, even though it's pretty simple.
The reason I do this is because if he armors up, I have lethal with Leroy.
Okay.
If he doesn't have like, I'm not dead next turn, And if he doesn't have shield the block, I have lethal if I draw Leroy, and it's basically my only win condition.
Okay, so you're basically going all in with the Eviscerate on face.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it, it's pretty much the only play. Any other play would render you unable to win because this is going to grind this armor up.
Yep.
Alright, so let's see what the warrior is doing here.
Thinking hard. So many good plays, so many cards.
Gromash?
Okay, I like your...
Gromash doesn't gain armor.
Yeah.
So you have 2 wells now, right?
I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Or... No, wait.
No, it's still only Leroy.
Oh, okay.
South Sea Deckhand doesn't really do it for me.
Alright, you give up.
Yeah.
You were pretty close, though.
I mean, I had a 1 in like 17 chance to win, so...
Well, that's pretty close. A mouse would win it.
A Matt would have considered a 50-50 that chance.
Yeah. Either it does or it doesn't, right? That's 50-50.
So I get another warrior, which, I mean, this deck is okay against warriors, so...
Okay, tell us about mulliganing here. We have Argent Squire that you said you were gonna keep it. What about Arcane Golem and SI7?
Never Arcane Golem. Never keep Arcane Golem. SI7, I might keep it if I was going second. Just because I can combo it, but going first, it's like... It's a bit too slow, I think.
Okay, let's see what you get.
Alright. Wait, so you're mulliganing Arcane Golem, right?
Yes.
Or you're mulliganing SS7 too, okay.
Yes. I think actually I got the dream here.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. You were talking about that last game, right? You want Arden Squire and Leperno.
And then I'm gonna draw like the best card. I'm gonna draw Cold
Oh my god!
Yeah. Oh, so basically on turn 1, you have the option of deciding between Leperno or an Argent Squire. Right here, you're going to go for Argent Squire for the turn 2 play that consists in Leperno Coldblood.
Yes.
But what if you didn't draw Coldblood? Would that affect your
I would probably go against the warrior. I might still go Argent Squire, just because of coin. Taskmaster.
Yeah.
But usually it's always Leopardome, I think.
Okay.
But I was really surprised to see what he does.
Yeah.
Kind of threw me off a bit.
Oh, okay, let's see.
It's kind of weird. Like, I was thinking, okay, he's gonna coin Armorsmith. No.
You see, coined a slam, okay. That's pretty interesting.
I mean, I'm still gonna do the same play.
Yeah.
It's not as good, but...
He was gonna slam it anyway. Oh, that's a weird one.
Yeah. It kind of sucks. Now it's like, okay, I can concede this game as well. But I get a Fairy Dragon, so I'm happy now. Now I can win.
That sounds reasonable.
The turn 3, the turn 3 and the turn 4 are...
And now I'm gonna concede.
are straightforward. Okay.
Alright, so you just keep going face.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So, just keep hitting him and hope, I think, is the best plan. I think that's the best plan with, like, this deck, to be honest.
Yeah. So, the first play we can discuss a bit is the turn 5. You get Arcane Golem and you have Eviscerate. That's gonna be the play. Do you go Eviscerate face and go for the win?
Yes. I mean, I have Leroy, so if I go Arcane Golem and Eviscerate...
Yeah, that's 8 damage, with 6 from Leroy is little next turn.
I could go. The other play is just Arcane Golem and don't eviscerate. But the thing about that is, I can't use eviscerate with Leroy next turn. But I'm still gonna do it. Like if I draw like Shadow Step, I would kind of kick myself if he like shield blocks.
Yeah. But I can see this being better since it doesn't scare your opponent as much.
It's more damage in the long run.
Effective damage is
yes.
almost always better, in my opinion. We'll see what happens. Oh, that's a shield block. Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm pretty happy that I went with the play I did.
Okay, I see here you're really considering. You're a bit behind, but I'm gonna tell you. You're really considering eviscerating or not eviscerating on turn 6.
This is when I'm thinking again. Like, if I have Leroy Shadow Step, like it's the same logic as last turn. Now I just went with the play I was saying. I can't use eviscerate and Shadow Step. And I think I'm pretty much down to drawing a win condition to win this game.
Yeah. I agree.
Also, the Fairy Dragon is pretty resilient.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna need to like taskmaster his own guy or something.
Oh, you're gonna be surprised. You're in for a surprise, guys.
Okay.
Wow.
These warrior plays.
Charge! He's playing the Worgen deck.
What?
He's playing the Worgen deck. Wow.
I was so happy that he didn't armor up here.
Oh, he didn't armor up?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well,
he didn't draw anything though.
You played Dargan Squire against the Worgen.
Yeah. I mean, he still wants to kill it. He's never gonna keep it alive, I think. And him getting being able to win Fury it, it's not a big deal for me, I think.
Okay, not much to talk about the turn 8 play.
No, pretty...
Oh wow, you top deck 4 damage!
Of course. Of course. What else would I do? I'm the perfect lethal.
Alright, those are pretty cool deck.
Do we have time for a third game?
No, I don't think so. We gotta play with the...
Okay, we're gonna go with Chacruna then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see, where is it? Here?
But I beat the Sioux.
You can brag some other time, I guess. But we're gonna believe it. Actually, I seen the replay and you actually defeated the Zoo.
No, it wasn't even the Sioux. It was like that Rush warlock that runs like leper gnomes and wolf riders and all that crap.
Okay, just 1 second. This is Chacruna's Miracle.
I'm just gonna move my computer to a power source.
Oh,
really quickly. Yes.
Okay, done.
We're actually getting a free tour of WhtPwdr's house right now.
Yeah. Free house tour.
Free London house tour. Not a...
Oh, no, it's over. Too late, guys.
Yep.
Okay, we have Chacruna.
Yeah.
Did you change the scene so Chacruna is in the center?
Sorry, I did not.
Oh,
All right.
I felt
So
I felt so
we are
special.
against
Yeah, that you can talk about it briefly until I add your.
Yeah.
I add
We are
again.
against a rogue, so basically we always expect miracle.
That sounds reasonable.
Because that's the most common rogue deck right now, even though backspace rogue is gaining popularity.
So I assume you will not expect a tempo rogue.
No, I'm not gonna expect that. But even if it turns out to be that, it's not that bad. The mulligan is pretty much the same, actually. I would probably keep a Doomsayer if I knew it was that, but I would never keep a Doomsayer against a Miracle, and it's not really that bad to if it turns out to be the other deck. So the starting hand is Ragnaros, Cone of Cold, and Flame Strike, and I basically mulligan all of those because I want card draw most of all. And that's basically what I'm looking for. I'm okay if I end up with a Frostbolt to kill like an SI7 or an Earthring Farseer or something like that. And also, actually, against Miracle Rogues, my win condition is usually not dying.
Oh, okay.
As long as I stay alive, I win. So I usually use my burst for spot removal instead of trying to win with the usual Alex Strasser into burst them down.
Okay, so brief mulligan decisions. You're gonna keep all the card draw, mulligan everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the cards you really want on turn 2 and 3? Since
the optimal turn 2 and turn 3 is Loot Horror and Arcane Intellect. For sure.
Okay, that sounds.
if you don't have any of those, would you play a secret or just a hero power?
I would play a secret because I don't really care about dealing damage to them. Because the way I win against Rogue is not to die.
Basically, you're just surviving.
Yeah.
So my hand is actually pretty bad since I can just ping him and nothing else. But it doesn't really matter that much against the Rogue because he's not really doing much either.
So would you fireball his Earthen Ring?
I would actually, and that's interesting. If I did not draw the Loot Hoarder, I would have fireballed it. But since I drew the Loot Hoarder, the play is either Doomsayer. Before drawing the Loot Hoarder is either Doomsayer Ping or Fireball. And I would have gone with the Fireball, but then I drew the Loot Hoarder, and then playing the Doomsayer and the Loot Hoarder is better.
Okay.
Because I can take the free damage.
Are you considering just playing Doomsayer and pinging in any situation, or getting the card or from Loot Hoarder is far too important to even consider that?
Doomsayer and ping? No, I would definitely prefer getting the Loot Hoarder out there to using my hero power. Only, if he had something with 1 health, I would ping it off, most likely, and just wait with the Loot Hoarder, but that's not the case in this situation, so I just go for the Loot Hoarder.
Okay, let's see, he clears everything, and then you have a turn 5 Drake, or a turn 5 Arcane Intellect, and then reconsider.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for the Arcane Intellect here. It's really fine with me that he cleared the Doomsayer because that kind of gains me 7 life. or 6 in this situation, since the Phantom Knife is not going to deal damage to my face ever. So
yeah. Just one quick question: if the 3/3 wasn't on board, would you have played Azure Drake there?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, and tell me just really quickly why Frostbolt over the Loot Hoarder on that turn.
Yeah.
Because because it's just so efficient to remove it for 2 mana, and I want to take as little damage as possible.
Yeah, we're talking about survival. Or...
Yeah, so basically it fits the idea of the
Exactly.
deck and the matchup to survive, which really makes sense seeing your turn 6 play.
Yep. It's just get rid of the threat and use the rest of my mana.
Let's see, turn 7. What are you going to do here?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna play the Azure Drake, and then probably, since I drew the Icelands, I'm probably gonna freeze it. Because in this matchup, again, normally Icelands is burst. I would never use Icelands against a handlock, for instance, like that. But against Miracle, I'm not thinking at all about killing him. So Icelands is just another freeze mechanic.
Okay, I see. Let's actually watch what you're going to do. It's probably going to be Drake, as you said.
Yeah. If I draw the Frostbolt again, then I'm just gonna Frostbolt it. But if I don't, then it's gonna be Icelands.
So you draw a Fireball and Iceland, the 3/3.
Yeah.
I like that play. Survival, yo.
Yeah.
The Miracle Rogue deck still hasn't used Get It Sand, so... Like, are you just assuming he doesn't have it? Or are you assuming he's playing around Flame Strike?
No, I assume he just doesn't have it.
I paused on an interesting play here. It's where he shivs your face and then you whoops him. Tell me, tell me a bit more about this interesting play that happened on your opponent's turn.
Yeah. Why did I whoops him? Actually, he
shivved your face.
Oh yeah. Of course. Like, the reason I whoops him is because he chose to draw the card last. He should have drawn the card before he did the other plays.
Such BM, yo.
Yeah, you should always draw the card first. Like, of course he deals with my creature efficiently, but drawing that card could have changed his play. So that's why I whooped him.
So,
like Ekop once said, always use your emotes to humiliate your opponent to the max.
I absolutely agree with that. I often do that on ladder. When I was recording these videos, I tried not to do it too much.
Scumbag Chacruna, man. Scumbag.
So are you actually using them to make your opponent feel bad, or are you just the good guy that's gonna help every single opponent on the ladder and just make Hearthstone players better? Hey, you used Shield on my face last year. Next time do it before. Or are you just you made a mistake and you're gonna make more and I'm gonna humiliate you? Which one of those is it?
The last one, of course.
Oh, okay.
All right, so this place is just gonna be Azure Drake and Frost Nova.
Tell me more about why not using Flame Strike. Are you saving it for later?
The reason is because I can develop my Drake with this. I really want to get that on the board, since it draws me a card and puts a 4/4 body on the board, which is another thing that he will have to deal with. And then Flamestrike is also really good if he ever plays a Concealed Gadgetzan. So I'm definitely fine with waiting with that. I can get more value out of that maybe. And I do. I see he plays an Asher Drake.
Yeah. So turn 7 is probably going to be an easy Flamestrike.
Yeah, and then since I have the Ragnaros in my hand, I might consider playing the Doomsayer. Oh yeah, since he killed my Drake, I'm probably gonna Flamestrike Doomsayer actually, because then I can play the Ragnaros on an empty board. If the most likely outcome is that he's not going to waste resources dealing with a Doomsayer on an empty board.
Yeah.
So it doesn't guarantee it, but it's very likely that the board will be empty then when I
this play
get my turn back.
actually, in my opinion, made the biggest difference. Like what I would have done, what every other new Freeze Mage player would have done, and what you did. It actually saved a whole turn. And most of the people use Doomsayer reactively after freezing, but you did that before anything happened.
Yes.
You drew Archmage Antonidas with 10 mana with mirror images in hand. It's probably going to be...
Exactly. So my play before I drew the Antonidas would have been the Ragnaros with the mirror image.
Yeah.
But since I drew the Antonidas, that's just better. Because then I still play the mirror image, but now it becomes a fireball. And then I'm gonna freeze his face too. Just make another fireball.
Okay, he's gonna play his Gadgetzan on turn 10. Always a nice thing to see.
Well, I'd prefer not seeing it at all.
And a conceal, okay. Spoiling
so
a bit.
We're gonna see Backstab and Blade Flurry? Or... Oh, wait, he's missing one damage then.
Yeah, Blade Flurry would be good.
Yeah, Blade Flurry is would have killed Antonidas, but apparently he doesn't have it. He's gonna draw more. He plays all the spells. He has a Gadgetzan on table that's gonna bring even more spells. Let's see what happens next. He's thinking.
Wow.
Which one of my...
Is he going to draw the draw?
Oh,
he needs Deadly... No, wait. He needs Blade Flurry, he needs Eviscerate, he needs... Phantom Knives even. Because that can draw him another 2 cards. He's gonna draw a Sap. Okay. Wow. Sapping a mirror image. Okay.
Whoops. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's kinda odd.
Okay, I paused it a bit. But,
oh!
Oh, he got the Blade Flurry. Oh yeah.
Whoops.
Yeah, I'm gonna whoops it again because he ran out of time and didn't hero power.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
But yeah, like I just gotta freeze this board. It's pretty simple, so I'm gonna play the Blizzard.
Yeah, so
and
right
then
here
I'm gonna...
you're at effectively 29 health with him having almost all his deck.
Yeah. So just throw up the Ice Barrier and the mirror image out again.
He's probably gonna assume it's Ice Block or Vaporize though. Especially since it... Oh wait, he's out of cards.
He's out of cards, ladies and gentlemen.
That is good, right?
How is Zero GV gonna recover from this?
He plays a Gnomish Inventor just to gain more cards. That makes sense.
I think he played it to gain the body to be able to get lethal though. But oh wow, Alex Strasser. Oh, okay. So what do you do here?
Mikkel is thinking right here.
It
Alex
can't be Alex Strasser.
No, it's
Alex is lethal.
I'm just going to clear his board.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that seems like the the best play, considering
Fireball.
Yeah.
he can
Fireball
only
the
deal
gnomish.
8. Let's say he can only deal around 26, 27, but you also have the mirror image on board, so that's gonna reduce it to even less.
Yep.
Okay, so you're one off lethal if you use Alex and then double fireball next turn, right? No, you have lethal if you do that anyway, so that's cool.
Yeah, I would have lethal if I Alexed him, but there's no real reason to.
No, I mean if you Alex him this turn, the following turn you will have lethal.
Yeah, exactly. I know. But it's a more risky play,
She's not strong with
in
the
my
math.
opinion.
I always math. Wait, did he eviscerate? He eviscerated the mirror image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And played a Get It Sand. And okay,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Oh, to get the Evan out. Yeah, I see.
This is interesting as well. So he has a 4 Gets and a 6/6. Edwin Van Cleef, Leroy Shadowstep in his hand, and 3 more cards, which I hope they're only draw cards.
You just drew a blizzard.
Um,
This is disgusting.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna Blizzard here. I think I'm just gonna remove the 2 creatures with
really?
fireballs.
Why
think,
not? Why not Blizzard here and just removing the creatures?
Because he might still have a conceal, and he might be able to play more creatures. If you have more creatures, I would rather have removed those creatures rather than let them live and then have the Blizzard for next turn.
Okay. Well, I don't think I would think that far. I think I would use Blizzard there and fail and lose.
Yeah. I was going to say he has another Farseer, and then he played a Farseer.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, like if I let his creatures live, now I'm freed up to use my mana next turn for Ragnaros or Alexstrasza. Where if I let them live, then I will have to remove them next turn. So I might as well remove them. I might as well remove them right away.
We have a problem with WhtPwdr.
Oh, okay. He died.
Yeah, let's. I hope we'll bring him back. He's busy. Okay, he's back.
I'm back.
Okay.
All right, it's turn on the camera, bro.
Yep. I like this picture too. It's really nice.
Okay, so I played the Ragnaros for the 50/50 to kill the free. Instead of blizzarding to kill it.
Yeah, and of
But
course,
the rogue's out of AoE, right? So the mirror images will wreck.
Yeah, exactly. The mirror image is really good there, and it also puts on some pressure.
Would you use Blizzard here?
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm gonna develop the Vaporize and then play Blizzard because that basically
Come on, Rag, hit
that I won
face.
the game.
Come on, Rag, you can do it.
Yeah!
I don't even care if it hits face, honestly.
Don't you? You have lethal next turn automatically.
Oh.
Because it's at 5, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So like, doesn't even matter. And now Leroy dies. Oh my god. Well, he was gonna lose anyway. There was no way he had lethal.
Yeah.
But it's so satisfying to see him dying to a referee.
It's very nice. For sure.
Yeah. Did you upload 2 videos or?
No, I just uploaded this one. I thought we would only have time for one.
Yeah, no problem. We can move to the next part of the show. We're at meta predictions. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So well, what do you guys think?
First of all, thank you guys for the training in both Backspace and Freeze Mage. It was really interesting.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What did you want to say, Schismatron?
Oh yeah, I was just continuing with the subjects and asking them. Yeah. So like, what do you feel about meta predictions? Like, what would you expect to happen in the next coming weeks? Will Miracle be nerfed, or will it get out of the meta, like kind of the meta cycle? What do you think?
I don't think Miracle is ever gonna go out of the meta if Blizzard doesn't change anything.
I agree.
It's just so good against so many decks.
Maximus will come though, so that's a change. It's just not a change in the actual deck; it's an indirect change in the meta.
Don't you think they were gonna do a balance change there? Like release the cards and also modify a couple of cards.
They might do it,
They
but like,
should.
what would you modify?
I would modify Prep to 1 mana.
Same effect?
Yeah, same effect.
Take away Gadgeson.
I would make Conceal a target minion.
Just 1 minion?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think Conceal is a problem, to be honest. I think it's a good...
It's gonna remove a couple, like maybe 1% of the win rate, but I don't see it being that important. Since you're...
You only want to conceal your Gadgeson anyways.
Yeah, you're using Conceal as a last minute choice, like your last hope when you just play like a 8/8 Van Cleef, Conceal it, and then you have lethal next turn. So
I like to play it though with like cold blooding my 3/3 and attacking.
Yeah, but that's the same thing.
But
that's the same thing.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Like the only way you do that is if you're setting up lethal next turn.
Yeah, like if you play a Drake and 2 free freeze on a, I don't know how. Drake,
but
1 free, or you have already 1 Drake and you're It's
I think it's a good card actually. I think Conceal is a pretty balanced card, to be honest.
All right.
Yeah, I think so too. Definitely, Miracle is not going to go away unless new cards introduced or Blizzard nerf it. But I think the meta is actually quite healthy right now.
I think so too.
There are a lot of different strategies that are viable. Outside of Miracle, even though Miracle is really, really strong. I don't really know if it's needed to nerf it because it does lose quite consistently to some aggro strategies like Warrior aggro or Hunter aggro, and Backspace Rogue is pretty good against it too, I believe.
That's very good.
Yeah, exactly. So there are definitely counters to Miracle. It's not like it just really hardcore beats all. And Freeze Mage does really well against it too. When I was recording videos today, I came against 3 Miracle Rogues and I won every game with Freeze Mage against Miracle. It's really, really a good matchup for Freeze Mage in my opinion. So I don't think it really needs to be nerfed.
I agree
necessarily.
that it's healthy.
If it's going to be tuned just a little bit, that's gonna create the most balanced meta I've ever seen so far. Since right now Miracle is dominating the ladder still.
It is definitely, yeah. And
it's definitely like it depends what you want to like balance though. If you want to balance ladder or like tournaments, I think tournaments are really, really good right now.
Yeah.
Because Miracle is not like... It's better in like a best of 3 where you have to play the same deck again. I think Miracle is better. But like there's a lot of tournaments that you can like just choose whatever you want every time.
Yeah.
Their Miracle is pretty bad, I think.
Actually, last night...
Or maybe it should be the... I don't know.
Yeah, last night it was the Don't Kick My Robot Invitational, where Reynard was invited, and I don't remember who was from the Don't Kick My Robot team, but he had a Miracle.
Brad, right?
4 games in a row, sorry, with gadgets and prep. turn 5.
Hmm.
So
That's pretty sick.
yeah, who says Miracle is not good on in tournaments too?
I mean, of course it's good, but like I think right now it's more common to see people running like seriously good like tournament players running backspace rogue in tournaments, like starting instead of Miracle.
Yeah. We saw that at DreamHack.
Yeah.
We saw Nebude in the group stage. We saw Ecop in top 8.
Yeah.
I think there was Dendito as well, where he qualified to the group stage.
Did he?
I don't know. There was one more player that played for the
Okay.
group stage that had it. Yeah. What do you think about a druid with double force, double savage?
I don't like double force.
I do.
Yeah,
It's
I
inconsistent,
definitely.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't like it too. It's I totally agree with you, Skizmatron, on that. It's just too slow. Kind of. I don't like Druid in this in the current meta. Actually, it's in my opinion it's really bad against Miracle. I think my win rate against Druid with Miracle is like 90% or something like that.
Yeah, the double combo one is pretty weak against Freeze Mage, but don't you think the one with Healing Touch, more late game oriented, has a better chance?
Oh, and I was talking about Miracle versus Druid. I think Miracle is hugely favored against Druid, but
I think,
yeah.
I think that if Druid is gonna beat Miracle, it either has to be like extreme ramp, like maybe Garas from like DreamHack Bucharest.
Yeah.
And he has to get good draws, or it has to be the double combo with good draws.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to like be on the aggressive. It has to aggro down the Miracle or just taunt up until the Miracle can't do anything anymore.
If Druid should win against Miracle, Druid has to have good draws and Miracle has to have a bad draw.
Yeah.
Like both has to be the case at the same time, basically. It's you have to innovate a Yeti out quickly, but even then, it's not even that hard for Rogue to deal with that because they have so good removal.
The thing about Druid, though, it's like it doesn't have any terrible, like absolute terrible matchup. It always has like a chance to win, which is why it's pretty popular still in tournaments.
Yeah.
Like so many people start Druid just because it's not gonna have like a terrible matchup against anything, and you always have a chance to win if you like especially if you're like better than your opponent.
Yeah,
I think Druid is a pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Warrior more for that. Warrior control.
I can see that as well.
It's basically also really solid. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, my bad. Well, I have a question for you guys. So we're talking about meta predictions, right? Which deck would you like to see? Maybe not possible to see in the meta, but which deck would you like to see dominating?
Dominating.
I don't want to see any deck dominating. I want to see every deck. So it brings more variety to the scene.
Well, yeah, but okay.
I want the old mid-range hunter back.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come back. Like Warrior control is getting more popular right now, and I think if Warrior control becomes more popular, then it will be a natural thing that mid-range hunter comes back to.
And then Miracle comes back, and then we're in a circle.
Miracle is gonna stay.
I want a greedy ramp druid without taunts to become meta. Because then my Murlocs just shit on it.
Oh.
But you're never gonna see like a ramp without taunts, though.
Well, I have very good luck
like the
today.
Point, I mean, the point of like having like a really big ramp druid is like taunting up.
Oh yeah.
I
Depends on the meta. I just want a meta where Murlocs are amazing.
Yeah. I think Control Warrior has a really good chance to become kind of dominating.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the best decks right now are Freeze Mage, Miracle, and Control Warrior.
It's kind of a rock paper scissors, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
it
gotta
is.
beat each other.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we have a huge scissor in Miracle. Like that
Yeah, that's
that scissor can
okay. So
break.
this is the rock, this
Yeah.
is the paper, and this is the scissor.
Yeah, which crashes the rock.
Yeah, but actually, Miracle against Control Warrior. If the Miracle player doesn't have a gadget sand early in the game, then Miracle usually loses.
Yeah.
It's not even that bad for the Control Warrior. Like it totally depends on the Miracle player's draw. If they get the gadget sand, then usually they're going to win. But if they don't, then Warrior just has removal for all their creatures, and are gaining so much life that it's really hard for the Miracle Rogue.
Okay. Enough with the important talk, with the brain bending talk. Let's say. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's move to the fun part of the show, where we have. I do believe we have a story time.
Well, first we have the question.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the topic to story time since we don't have the cool chat here, but it's fitting.
All right. So the question is, this is asked from Spo, but it still stands. So who would win in a fist fight, Nimsh or Dark Onyx? What do you think, guys?
Dark Onyx looks really, really tough. I must go for him. Nims just looks like, I don't think so. I don't think Nims can fight.
I'm gonna go with Arconix as well, since I think age is a huge factor in this fight. Darkonis is gonna be more agile, like a 4-2 Panther. And Nimsh is gonna be more like a Nimsh is gonna be the 5-1 still, but it comes out 2 turns later, you know?
All right, Dan, I'll send you the story. So whenever you're ready.
Oh, I read it.
Yes, you read it. I read the last one, and you wrote it. So you read this one.
Can you send it on my email or any other? Because I cannot use Skype since Skype uses all the cameras.
You are right. Wait, I'll
Yeah.
send it in the
Yeah.
Brainbenders document. Is that fine?
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Let's hear Mikkel's opinion on the fight.
On what fight, sorry?
On Nimsh versus Darkonis fist fight.
Oh, fist fight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that one to Dark Onyx.
Darkonis
Yeah.
3 zeros so far. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a 4-0.
He's a 4-0. Darkonis is a force to be reckoned with.
All right, so Portex also wonders Trump versus Amas.
Trump versus Amaz. Oh.
But Trump goes for all the value hits. He must win.
It depends on if it's prison Trump or normal Trump, right?
Oh yeah.
Prison Trump would just kick his ass.
Prison
With
Trump.
prison trap shivs Amaz.
I'm gonna give that one to Amas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Amaz.
Even if it's prison Trump?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Amaz since Amaz has healing, and he's gonna be the better hero power in this matchup.
I'm gonna go with Amas because Ragnaros.
Yeah, because it's never a 1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Amaz's luck will, even in a fist fight, he will just get the lucky punch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Daniel, are you ready?
Yeah, did you put it in the document?
Yes.
Okay. Browsing now. Oh, this is really long. That's
Not
what
really
you
though.
said.
But yeah, sure. Go, you start.
Okay. Everybody ready? Story
Yes.
time. Last episode, you heard about the time when me and Skiz became the Flameimps. At the end of the mighty Trump, we succumbed to the power of the zoo. This time I will tell you about our cousins, Mr. Echo and Mr. Nimsh, the Doom Guards. Once upon a time there were humans, just like we were. They lived in a humble life of card games and passed up before they turned. Yes, they did. They played their card games all day long and did quite well too. But one day, when the powerful kingdom of Blizzard Entertainment decided to release a new plague on the people, Ecop and Imsh just wasn't the same. Weren't the same? Okay. They became addicted, oh so addicted, to the new plague released upon the country, and it quickly spread to the mana fields of Germany and Poland. Their addiction led them astray and they started to abuse the plague known as Hearthstone, and their look started changing drastically. Ecrop grew a neckbeard, faster than you could say Myrtle, and named grew to be 4 meters tall. Very soon, they would become the Doomguards, but not yet. They knew that something was missing in their life, despite the high amounts of joy Hearthstone generated. Ecop and Imsh went on a quest to find a master to teach them the way of the corrupted, for they have heard that the master of dark arts had cookies for them. They knew exactly what they could find, where they could find this almighty beast, the overload of a man. His name was Andre. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay. His name was Reynad. Once upon a time. But after the kingdom released the sickness, he is now known as Reynad, master of all decks. Reynad is located at the heart of the kingdom, at the zoo. They traveled through the mountains and overseas to approach this deity. When they finally arrived at the kingdom, they saw the zoo, and they knew they were only minutes away of knowing their true destiny. They entered the zoo, they saw strange creatures and minions in every direction, but they hardly bothered since they were so intoxicated with Hearthstone that they didn't care about anything else than their current task. After searching for many hours in the zoo, they found a big building and in front of it there was a sign. The sign said, Reynad resides here. Enter at your own risk. They entered the building decisively and saw Reynad sitting next to someone else. They had seen the same shirt. Oh, they had the same shirt, sorry, but one was Asian and wore glasses. They assumed this was the infamous Frodan, Reynad's evil twin brother. Twin brother but Asian. Okay. Reynad said, I greet you. Ecop and Nimsh responded in unison. Lord Reynad, teach us your ways. Teach us the way of the zoo. Reynad shouted with great strength in his voice. Your soul shall be mine! The shout could be heard almost from miles away. The whole kingdom could hear his war cry. After the room became silent, Reynad summoned skulls from his bare hands and said, Mortal coil! Ecop and Nimsh faded. A few weeks passed. Ecop found himself in a room full of darkness, surrounded by people. He could see some of them pointing at a beast right next to him. He got scared for a second. The beast said, Ecop, you're alive! Who are you? Ecop said. I'm Nimsh, man. Reyna turned to something amazing. We can do anything now. Ecop stared into the creature who called himself Nimsh until he realized that his body mass has greatly grown and an aura, a dark aura, surrounded him. He looked at Nimsh and said calmly, From this day on, we are the Doomguards of Reynad, our master. Suddenly both fell into a trance and said together, We solemnly swear we will pour salt on our enemies at the master's command. By this time, all that was left of the old Ecop and Nimsh was gone. This was the story of how Ecop and Nimsh became the Doomguards. Other Schismatron.
Yay!
Whew. Oh my god. Well, pretty nice story. I'm gonna
Yeah,
read it
it's the best
to
story.
yeah. I'm gonna read it to my grandchildren when I have those.
I hope so.
Yeah. Uh yeah. If you guys have any thoughts about a story, your moment to say them. Okay, we're moving to conclusion then. Uh a bit awkward moment of silence, but
Icab liked it at least.
Yeah. That fan fiction.
Yes.
Okay, the conclusion. First of all, I want to say that to all the Twitch viewers and all the YouTube viewers that we're going to have in the next weeks, we will always like feedback from you. If you want to see something on your show, something on the show, um, a certain guest, a certain topic, just let us know in comments on Reddit, YouTube, or even comments on Twitch that are live. But moving to the conclusions, Kiz, do you have anything to say?
Well, I want to shout out to Johannes Olofsson for making the awesome music we had at the intro. Otherwise, I'm pretty blank in this episode, so you go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the guests to do their shout outs first. Let's start with Chacruna.
Shout outs. Well, I want to shout out to my new team, Balkan Bears, and they are really awesome. And also my old team, Wildcard, was when I trained with them. It was really I learned a lot from that too. And then I want to shout out to INO Socrates, one of my really good friends. INO is a team that Nabuda is onto, and they are really, really good players. And I want to shout out to Gravesh too. He's also a really good player that I enjoy training with. He's the guy who put Doomsayer in Miracle originally, something that I did as well for a time, and that was very fun. And there's actually, like, I could shout out all day. Like, there's so many people in this game that I really enjoy training with, and playing with, and I just want to say thank you to all of you. You are really great, and I really appreciate that you spend your time and we help each other improve. Thanks. I think that's it.
Yeah. All right, let's go with WhtPwdr.
I'm gonna keep this short. I mean, gonna shout out to my team, Second Wind. To all of them watching. I think Fetzer is still watching. Karma might still be watching. Shout out to my mom and dad. No, I don't know. I think that's it. I don't have any friends. So.
Oh shit.
Oh, Bible thump. Yeah, I'm gonna shout out to Schismatron, Spo, Airbrush, the guys who helped make the show. Also to our two lovely guests. I'm gonna shout out to Chacruna's team, that's also my team, and I'm the captain of it. Yeah, and just as an ending, West Chacruna in the next King of the Hill, where he's going to face either Thais, I know, or I think it was
a guy from Don't Kick My Robot.
Yeah, I think it was Brad.
It was Hosty. It's Hosty.
Yeah, Hosty, exactly. It was Hosty. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I think the Well Played Cup has started for our 28 viewers. Go watch that after the show ends. And hope for RDU versus Reynad final.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I 10 out of 10 would watch.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the new Cloud9 team. We didn't have the chance to discuss about them, but I wish them all the good luck in the future.
Cloud9 Hafu.
Woo!
Woo!
Schismatron, your turn.
No, wait, I was first.
Oh, you were first. You kept it really short. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the show. Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be next week as well.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy. See ya.